As a lodge in a garden of cucumbers.
As a lodge in a garden of cucumbers. People just doing all kind of business with us, in and out of us. Like we're a taxi cab or something. Uber. Read.
As a besieged city.
As a besieged city, like somebody just came in, took over your whole town, took over your whole country. That's how we are. Go ahead.
Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant.
And except the Lord of hosts, to show you how important we are. You ready for my video? Except the Lord of hosts did what?
Left unto us a very small remnant.
So the Lord has got his hands on a very small remnant that's going to take the whole planet Earth over by the power of the Most High in Christ.
We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
That's coming next, by the way. This is what I want. Now it says, except the Lord of hosts has left us a very small remnant, we should have all been like unto Sodom and as of Gomorrah. What we need to realize is that we the Israelites. Okay, that's where we, as the Israelite men, come in. We are that remnant. We're that remnant. Play the video. It's only short. Then I'm gonna get into some more good stuff. Deacon, I know you were ready to jump into this. I got you. I got some stuff for you. Come on. This is right here. This is what our enemies do not want the people to see.
This is the image we haven't seen on TV, at the movies, at the theater. We haven't seen this kind of image. All over the world.
Pause it for a second. The brothers was chanting. The brothers are chanting. We ain't selling dope no more. We ain't gang banging no more. We take care of our wives. We take care of our children. That's a problem. That's a real problem because if you just dealt with those 4 things, America's finished. Just those 4. Take care of our wives. No more dope. No more drug selling, no more gang banging. You just stop that, and a whole lot of businesses are gone in the toilet. Oh man, that's it. Just that alone. So this right here is a problem. That's the small remnant that the Lord is raising up. What's beautiful about this is we're not reading about this on like fantasy land. This is really going down. You know some of those brothers, sisters. You know some of these brothers. You know, so this is actually happening on the planet Earth right now. So change has come to the Israelite community. Give the Lord a hand for that thing. Play on in that video. Let's get some more of this good stuff.
One spirit. One mind. One spirit. No limit.
I see more and more men are becoming too imbalanced and leaning too damn far to their emotional side. We been down for a long time, had a small disagreement, and now you burning bridges cause of pride. Anywhere you go, that stigma gonna follow you. These are character flaws and attributes you can't hide. Mark the one that's always starting problems with people. They really evil, they just came to deceive you into the vibe. Try to stay away from the problems, staying clear of the demons and the goblins. Need a perch to get rid of all of the toxins. Can't poison a movement, it's not an option. In a cut, and I watch like an owl. Seen one man tongue split 2 ways. Wow.
Man's reaction at the end. He's an old man. He said, I've never seen hope. Our hope is lost. We was talking about that. Our eyes failed and all of that. Sorrow of mind. He's seeing something in all his years. He never saw that before. That's the effect of that remnant on our people. So we know we're on the right track, and we going to do that thing until there ain't no more doing. Leave my people in hell for what? The Lord that gave us this knowledge to wake our people up? No, we got to use it. We got to put it to use. And that's not only talking about the men, you women too. These women out here, they need to see some righteous guides, some examples, so that they can know how real women are supposed to be, because they ain't learning that. I ain't ready for that one yet. I'm coming. That's coming. Huh? Yeah, that's too much. We coming. That's coming. That's it. That's coming. Give me. Now, as a result of what we just saw with the brothers in Chicago, very powerful movement, and even though our enemies was against it, Negroes, black people, former Israelites, I should say, or Negrolites, as I call them. The Israelites that still have the Negro mind. Turncoats, what I call them. That's what they are. And what did our enemies do? They sought to destroy the medicine to help change our people from the Negro to the beloved of God. That's what they accept to do. Now, I'm going to show something. Give me the Instagram thing here, okay? Well, I'm going to show you something by Dr. Martin Luther King, his analysis on the Negro. He doesn't use the actual words here, but I want you to hear what he says because he makes the point. He expounds on the psychological violence. He didn't use those words either, but when you hear him talk, you're going to, when you really think about what black people have went through and the Israelites went through, you'll see the reason why we have these problems among ourselves. Okay, I call it psychological violence. Listen to how he expands on the psychological violence that was incurred on us as a result of slavery. You got it? Play that thing. I need y'all to listen to the words that he's using.
What is it about the Negro? I mean, every other group that came as an immigrant somehow, not easily, but somehow got around it. Is it just the fact that Negroes are black?
White America must see that no other ethnic group has been a slave on American soil.
No other ethnic group has been a slave on American soil. Let's ponder on that for a minute. Black people, the descendants of slaves, right now, walking around on land that their fathers, our fathers, served slavery here. Other people, when I say other people, Koreans, Esau, because the tribes, they were slaves on their own land and slaves when they came over here too. So that's why I wanted to expound on this thing a little bit more. Y'all follow what I'm saying? The psychology of knowing that the land that you worked on, you worked it for free and didn't get paid. The buildings, I want you to grasp the psychology. The banks, the buildings, all of the infrastructure that you see, you know that your forefathers were murdered to build that, and you can't even get a damn job. What does that do to you psychologically? Give me that crack. Give me that dope. Let me join the gang. Give me that bottle of Thunderbird or whatever. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Just that alone has its own psychological violence that nobody else could really talk about because they don't live it. Go ahead, play on.
That is one thing that other immigrant groups haven't had to face. The other thing is that the color became a stigma. American society made the Negro's color a stigma.
He said that even our color was made a stigma against us. They put it in their textbooks. They put it in religion, huh? Bring it back. Oh, yeah. All of these things here, we've been made self-conscious of our own skin, where we want to ambi ourselves into whiteness. Psychological trauma.
America freed the slaves in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation of Abraham Lincoln, but gave the slaves no land or nothing in reality, and as a matter of fact, to get started on.
So we were quote unquote made free 100 years before the March on Washington. Okay, that was that thing that all the Negroes went to Washington. That was 100 years after slavery, according to what he just brought up. Y'all all right? So I guess that was supposed to be the anniversary of us finally getting to be a part of white America. White America said, the hell with all of you, basically. Y'all getting this? We were released out of slavery to just go and be. No land. No therapy. For 300 and some odd years of whips, rape, robbery, lynchings, burnings, torture, castrations. No therapy at all. Like I said, we all supposed to be crazy. To come from that kind of experience and for us to have any kind of semblance of sanity at all is indeed a miracle by God himself, man. There ain't no way in the world we came out of that and able to even be able to talk with each other. We're supposed to be killing each other wholesale. We're supposed to be crazy. Monsters. Come on.
America freed the slaves in 1863 through the Emancipation Proclamation of Abraham Lincoln, but gave the slaves no land or nothing in reality, and as a matter of fact, to get started on. At the same time, America was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that there was a willingness to give the white peasants from Europe an economic base.
So here we don't work for free. All kind of trauma, all kinds of ugliness happened to us. No therapy at all. Then you're going to give these peasants, giving them millions of dollars worth of land and all kind of stuff. The Irish and all of that. And they just build up they build on the same soil that your fathers bled to death on. What kind of psychological trauma am I going to have after that? Here the bones and blood of my fathers underneath your damn church. You telling me to come in there and learn about Jesus. Psychological trauma. Terrorized. We need God, brothers, sisters. We need him. Come on.
And yet it refused to give its black peasants from Africa who came here involuntarily in chains and had worked free for 244 years any kind of economic base. And so emancipation for the Negro was really freedom to hunger. It was freedom to the winds and rains of heaven. It was freedom without food to eat or land to cultivate, and therefore it was freedom and famine at the same time.
Freedom and famine at the same time. So in other words, freedom was a farce. Oxymoron, BS. So we underneath the illusion of freedom. We ain't free at all. And you see that yesterday. And these daggone spineless, no good leprechaun preachers ain't telling our people nothing.
And when white Americans tell the Negro to lift himself by his own bootstraps, they don't look over the legacy of slavery and segregation. I believe we ought to do all we can and seek to lift ourselves by our own bootstraps. But it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And many Negroes, by the thousands and millions, have been left bootless as a result of all of these years of oppression and as a result of a society that deliberately made his color a stigma and something worthless and degrading.
So basically what I gather out of this, because that was a good bit of information there. Perhaps a lot of y'all probably didn't even know that he spoke like that. Because every time they show you on TV or something, they make you think that he was put this head up to Christianity behind, but he was starting to wake up. Y'all understand that he was getting together with Malcolm X and all of that. And they say, oh, hell, it's time to kill us. Time to kill him now. Okay, so this whore Geiger, she knew that. That's why she didn't want to go to his parade thing. You understand? She said, "No, he might be waking up." She dumb as hell. She probably don't know anything else. She's some racist piece of garbage. But anyway, that's the thing on that. So again, what I wanted to pull out of that video was that the mentality or the analysis of the mentality shows you the kind of problems that exist in our heads. Y'all understand that? Okay, so he expounded on some of what I call the psychological violence that came out of slavery and the fact that we were told to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. Some of us didn't even have hands. They cut our hands off. Couldn't even grab imaginary boots.
He said we were bootless. That's what he said.
Yeah,
You
bootless.
telling us to pull up our bootstraps. He said we don't even have boots.
We don't even have any boots. They probably didn't even have hands either because they cut our hands off for nothing. That's the kind of reality that we've experienced in this country. So I'm just laying those facts out. When Malcolm talks about the house Negro and the field Negro, he's really talking about the mentality. The two mentalities. Deacon Asaph was making a point about Bezalel. That's a totally different mentality. from us. He's been flipped, of course. That's what it has to be. And when I say flipped, it could be a myriad of things that causes a person to flip. Pressures, promises, the things that we've shown on many occasions, things that'll make you flip, that'll just make you just make your neck what? Make you do one of those jaw-dropping kind of things. So you don't know who came to him when he didn't get certain things his way and things start to fall apart. Deacon knows the history more than I do. I'm just flabbergasted on how a Negro can change. Meaning, yeah, he's quote unquote Puerto Rican supposedly. I've heard other things too, but the mentality is just unbelievable. But Deacon, you have some history on that. I'm gonna leave that boy alone. You deal with that thing.
Y'all got to think. Forget about his hatred for us. We all came here because we felt like the Bible was the way so that we could get justice for our people. We could better our people. So for you to now sit across the enemy and say, oh, everything they're doing is a cult, that's a slap in the face of everybody. Of every single person that's trying to say, look, we're following the blueprint that the Lord set forth for us to rise our people up. And he just told the world, he had the opportunity to speak on behalf of his people. And him fueled by hatred and lust and greed and his desire, went and just told the whole world, no, this movement is a hate group. And that's just to show you how wicked and evil these other camps are. Did you see any of them speak up? You see any videos about them speaking about his evil? When he was attacking us, they were supporting him. He was talking to all of them. They were all on the phone. None of those camps did a video to denounce that evil that he did when he went to that white woman and sat there. That's to show you can't look even to them to rise up and right the wrongs of the people. Okay, they're no different from the same enemy that's trying to take us down, because they should have said, you know what? Regardless of my hatred for IUIC, what you're doing when you're going to the enemy is just trying to stop everything that we did to rise up and bring our people to the understanding that we're the Israelites and we want justice according to the Bible. But all of them were silent.
Exactly. Now, give me the Malcolm X. Like I said, this is the analysis of the mentality between the two.
I have to say this, and I'll sit down. Back during slavery, when black people like me talked to the slaves, they didn't kill him. They'd send some old house Negro along behind him to undo what he said.
That march was us, quote unquote, talking to the slaves. You saw how excited they were. After that happened, here comes the BBC Negroes, here comes the SPLC Negroes to undo what we just did. Same damn thing. A nigger will always be a nigger until death. He wishing death on us. Run with that. Run, tell that. Play on.
You have to read the history of slavery to understand this. There were two kinds of Negroes. There was that old house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got too much out of line, he held them back in check. He put them back on the plantation. The house Negro could afford to do that because he lived better than the field Negro. He ate better, he dressed better, and he lived in a better house. He lived right up next to his master in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food his master ate and wore his same clothes. And he could talk just like his master. Good diction. And he loved his master more than his master loved himself.
And he loved his master more than he loved himself. That was what we saw in court. My brother just got killed by a woman that said that she don't even want to be at the Martin Luther King parade. And because you're feeling so bad because you're about to get 10 years and she's going to get off for good behavior, all kind of things, parole, all kind of stuff. She might get 6 months. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. You got all these other, and her people, I'm sure that they looked at the records of Darren Wilson. They looked at the records of some of these other people, what's his name, Zimmerman and the rest of it. Don't you know that there was whole campaigns and GoFundMes and all types of things that took care of these guys when they lost, quote unquote, lost their jobs? Darren Wilson got something like $6 million. I got that in the records over here. What kind of...
His people supported him and rewarded him for committing murder.
He had a mortgage. He ain't got no more mortgage at all.
No mortgage,
That's
nothing.
gone.
All
That's
his
over.
bills, all his
stuff
finances
is paid.
taken care of.
That's unity. That's the point. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
That's unity right there. When the family saw, I should say when he saw the brother sitting up there, and it's bad. I'm not coming down on him. He's a victim, a terrible victim, a victim twice. He's a victim of a murdered brother, and he's also a victim of a white supremacy society that will not allow him to be free in his mind to say and act the way he really supposed to act. Because he himself is psychologically terrorized that he must comfort this woman, this jailbird. He must comfort her. So when he sees her sad, crying, black people automatically seek their comfort. Y'all know what I'm talking about, even if y'all don't even admit it. I used to see white folks get out of cabs and act like they were lost. Well, maybe they were lost. And black people, black women, everybody running over to assist them to make sure that they get to where they need to go. These are things that y'all know what I'm talking about. We seek to their comfort. Oh, you look confused. You look distressed. You look like you're having a hard time. That's a deep psychology that's in us. We don't want to see any of them hurt. We don't want to see any of them in trouble. But we are in trouble all the time, and they got comments up there like, I saw one thing, the clan, the so-called clan, all of them think the same way. They said, why in the hell is this girl getting time when it was just basically a bunch of Mexicans and there's some foolishness that, it was something, I'm going to show it to you. They have no regard for our people at all. None. So whenever we see these people hurt, we automatically just seek to their comfort. Sometimes you have to catch yourself, because I know we do it. I've done it before. And then, but you get angry when you notice yourself doing something like that. And you stop yourself. You say, what the hell am I? Then you realize, damn, I'm operating under a white supremacy mindset. And you catch yourself and you get angry. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That runs deep, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
That's why he didn't want his master hurt. If the master got sick, he'd say, what's the matter, boss? We sick? He was as sick as the master. When the master's house caught a fire, he'd try and put the fire out. He didn't want his master's house burned. He never wanted his master's property threatened. And he was more defensive of it than the master was. That was the house Negro. But then you had some field Negroes.
The field Negroes in that courtroom were on the outside of the courtroom. The field Negroes, so you can understand, were on the outside protesting. Because they was like, this was a bunch of BS. That hole supposedly had been under the jail. That's how they were feeling outside. I'm showing you the difference between the two. Y'all all right? This psychology bag of tricks run deep. This is what I wrote. Like I said many times, image is everything. Image is everything. Give me the pictures now. Give me the woman with the jumpsuit. It says 10 years for killing a black man. That's what she gets. The brother gets 45 years for killing a police dog. So there you go. Okay, but she got the jumpsuit on. There's another picture that shows a little bit of the jumpsuit that she's wearing. But do you see any blonde hair in her head? No. That's not an accident. The same thing, like, let me tell you something. Like, I made this point before. I made it a couple of times today, and I'm going to make it to you. We were talking about T.D. Jakes earlier, right? And we were talking about the green suit that he had on, and the white shoes, and the luminous green ceilings, and the ambient lighting in the back. And you just think that just there. There's people that's their job, to find out what works. T.D. don't dress himself. That man making all kind of money. He don't dress himself. There's teams that tell him what to put on. Teams that tell him what to wear. Teams that tell him what colors and all of that. That's all in psychology. And these ain't no dummies that's working for them. These people, beyond think tank, these people go to school and they learn the psychological effect of colors and different things that you put on. Now I'm going to hit you a little bit. How many of y'all saw this movie called The Adjustment Bureau? The Adjustment Bureau. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about when I say The Adjustment Bureau? With Matt Damon. Okay. So those of you that haven't seen it, I'm just going to briefly explain it. There was a man, Matt Damon was the main character, and basically you had it's called the Adjustment Bureau because the Adjustment Bureau is supposed to be this entity that controls people's destiny. Basically nudges them, uses nudges basically to nudge them in the path of where they're supposed to go. So the objective of the Adjustment Bureau was that they wanted to nudge the main character, Matt Damon, to become this political figure and so forth. But he was getting ready to meet up with this girl who they thought was the worst thing that could ever happen. So they were doing things to nudge him in the direction of him becoming this politician figure. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because when he was in the posture of becoming the political person, there was one or two of his aides came up to him and told him about what to wear. Said that you need to put on this kind of tie and you need to have this color this. He is not making these decisions. There's people that do this for the president, these big people. There's people that pick your wardrobe to wear this color tie, wear this, do this. They even told him to take his shoes and put some scuffs on them. Because if your shoes are too shiny, it has the wrong effect. That's what they were saying in the movie. Some of y'all look lost, but I'm saying they understand the effects of small things that you and I don't even think about. Like Dothard Perry said, he said that the people that are informants that train with these FBI informants and so forth, they study things that you and I don't even talk about. Subtle cues and stuff that we don't even talk about. They get whole libraries loaded with that kind of information on everybody. So that's what I'm saying. So basically, T.D. Jakes and the people that dressed him and set that up, they knew what color, how tight the jacket, say the buttons was about to pop on the jacket. All that was by design. Okay? Now somebody said, well, how do you attribute that to that? Because who's going to miss a fluorescent jacket? You're going to remember that for the rest of every program that come on, but you ain't going to remember nothing recorded in verses 19 to 34 of Genesis 25. Nothing. Then he tells, grasp the moment. Then he gets the woman with the earrings and all of that excitement, but you've learned nothing. So that was to take you away from the fact that he didn't know nothing, but to have you wrapped up in the greenery of his luminous suit. Y'all all right? Tricks. That's my point. Y'all all right? Psychologically, trick bags. Now, give me Amber Geiger. Give me the jail, the mug shot. That's the one I want right there. That's what I'm talking about. See the orange jumpsuit she has on? You ain't going to court and hugging that. Can I get a witness? You might wake up. If they telling her that she's going to get 10 years, you might say, I ain't going down there, Judge. I ain't trying to hug nothing. Let that go to jail. Give me the other picture. She got black hair, right? Or brunette, whatever that call that. That ain't what she end up in court with. That one. Where did that blonde hair come from? They know that because blonde represents pure American. You can't get no whiter than the blonde woman.
Hitler called the master race blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay?
So if y'all, and here's the message. If y'all niggas don't come up and pet my beautiful, precious white woman, there's going to be some hell to pay.
And that's why the black woman kept rubbing her hair. You don't see the black woman with the blonde weave now. They walk around more blonde than the white woman with the blonde hair. She was like, how dare you send this beautiful white woman with this long, luxurious blonde hair to jail? Y'all really going to lock her up?
All right, moving on. So y'all can see we got a lot of problems. Her hair is dyed blonde, and I see that y'all caught that because I put it out there. They're psychologically making her appear like a soccer mom, innocent soccer mom that plays with her children, not the murderer that killed a man in his own place, eating his own ice cream that he paid for with his job. White supremacy, brothers and sisters. The image was created to work sympathy in the jury for a soccer mom instead of the murderer by which she was charged leniently. So that was a lenient charge. She should have got life, period. She should have got life. Imagine the trauma of you sitting in your own house. You ain't no drug dealer. You work for this fortune, whatever. He was an accountant for some big-time firm. He wasn't no bum.
Hey.
At one point, they tried to say they had drugs in the house. They were trying to sell him weed. Even then.
They started looking. They said toxicology report that he was smoking weed. Anything to defame him now.
Yeah, that's what you're dealing with. Lenient. That's what we're dealing with. You know, this kind of evil is beyond deceitful. There's no words to describe how despicable these people are when it comes to how they deal with us. No regard for us, our feelings, nothing. Nothing. Give me the other post, the thing that you had up there with the comment. With the precious blonde woman. Look at what somebody writes. And he puts his picture in. He said, hell, I'm a proud American. I'm going to say it's me. He says.
Richard Longfellow, justice for Amber Geiger. Back the blue.
He said, justice for Amber Geiger. Justice. You know what justice means to them? Let her go. She ain't did nothing. Just getting rid of a nigger. That's the mentality. What did it say? Justice for Geiger.
Justice for Amber Geiger. Back the blue.
Back the blue.
Is a Facebook page with 35,000 members who feel she is the victim.
Who feel she is the victim. She came into the courtroom pretending that was the whole look. A victim. Showing you they cared nothing about black people at all. That should have been an outrage. Hey, go back up to the top. I need to read that.
They asked her, why did you shoot him? She paused and said, I was scared. Y'all saw that? Now slide that up. Look at this right here. Let me show you what she was scared of.
That
go the other way. This is what she was scared of. It says, Justice for Amber Geiger, Black and Blue, is a Facebook page with 35,000 members who feel she is a victim, not the unarmed young black man who was in his own apartment, sitting on his own sofa, eating ice cream and watching TV.
No, because he might have stole the ice cream. You got to say he ate his own ice cream watching his own TV. Got to put all that in there.
So let me just ask
if you don't put that in there, he's a criminal.
Exactly.
He deserves to be shot.
Let me ask y'all something. Y'all come to your apartment. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She thought somebody was in her house. You come and observe the man sitting down, watching TV, eating ice cream, not rummaging through your house, doing what a normal person does in their house, and you pull your gun and blow him away? Does that make sense to you?
I'm going to explain
That's what the prosecutor was trying to put out. The prosecutor was asked, the white prosecutor, this is one case where we cannot blame the white man. The white man was trying to bring us justice.
Hey,
okay?
Deacon, there's psychology behind that too. So you got to go deep. You can't let things off the hook. The white prosecutor kicking ass in the courtroom, he knew that he was going to look real good because he's going to be like, you know what? I look better than these niggas. And it's going to make the black people look worse, just like what we're bringing up.
Yep.
Everybody going to want him as a lawyer.
Yep. But y'all got to think.
You just caught it, huh?
Right.
You just caught it.
Right.
You just caught it.
Who thinks how heartless you could be? Yeah. You see the door open. You see somebody sitting down eating ice cream. What sounds to me like she went into a rage and blew him away. That's not a person that was afraid. You could have called for backup. You could have gave him orders. Freeze, I'm the police. Turn off the TV and put the ice cream down. Not put the gun down. Not put the knife down. Put the ice cream down and turn off the TV and put your eyes on me. Let me put your hands where I can see them. Put that spoon down.
There was a knife in the ice cream cone.
You look menacing. What flavor is that ice cream, sir? I don't want you throwing ice cream at me. Just think about it, how mind-boggling that is. She saw that as a threat. It don't make no damn sense.
It makes sense because the educational, I got it in my lesson. I ain't going to get it all out. I already see that. But the educational system and the educating mediums in the society makes us a suspect, makes us a criminal. So when she said that she was scared, she has no other choice but to be scared because she was bred or inbred with that kind of thinking. Black people are gorillas in the midst. Black people are on PCP like Rodney King. Here's the man, they had like 13 cops beating the hell out of him. I'm coming to that now. Huh? You dig it? That's the kind of education. So she was really terrified. She probably watched Birth of a Nation. I'm talking about the original one. Probably watched King Kong with the gorilla on top of the Empire State Building grabbing a precious poor little white woman. All that terror. Bang, 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 bang. Oh shit, he got no gun. Yeah, I gotta get it. Thank you. That's why I wasn't gonna get away from it, but thank you. Let's go back to the clip. Let's go back to the picture. And then we'll get some more scriptures in here. We've been going quite a bit. Throw some scriptures in there. A couple of scriptures. You see what it says here? It says, an innocent young lady. The nerve of these vicious bastards. I can use that word. Zechariah 9:6. Can I get a witness? Yep. An innocent young lady. The jury is basically stupid. That's what he's saying. The jury is full of blacks and Mexicans. She should be free. The judge is stupid. The court officer is stupid. The jury is, that's what this man is saying. And he proudly puts his leopard's face up there and says that thing. No regard at all for our feelings. Talking about boots. You niggas ain't getting no boots. Talking about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Forget about it. We cut your damn hands off if you're even thinking about imagining some boots on your feet to pull up. That's how they feel about us. We better get that through our heads and turn to God and turn to each other and build. You hear me? Stop this coonery. The Negro, moving on. The Negro, for the most part, is actually a remote-controlled being created to respond to the emotional cues caused or sent out by major media. That's what I was talking about. When they do certain things and put certain things up on the screen through your television, through your movies, and it turns us to, it changes how we react. That's the reason why they didn't want Cosby influencing people to get his own TV program and all. They said, hell no. We got a system that works perfectly. Don't you even think about messing it up. Here's what we need to understand. The Negro mindset. The Negro mindset. We must understand that thing in order to properly teach the biblical message to our people who desperately need it, meaning the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Matthew 15:22. Talk about us, more of this psychology. So Esau has a particular psychology in meaning his quote unquote superiority and his absolute disdain for anything that's not like him. That's why the scriptures say what it says. Okay, in Habakkuk chapter, I forget the scripture, the one that says that, what is it, 2? His soul which is not lifted up in him. Give me that for, yeah. 2, right, 2 and 4. Let's read that first.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
When is black people going to accept what the Bible says? The Most High is telling you straight up that their hatred towards us is inbred. It's not as a result of societal differences. It's genetic. The doggone the so-called white woman from SPLC said that we teach that the white man is the devil. No, the Bible records that. We're just bringing out what the Bible says. You are the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Read it again.
Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
God says that their spirit is not upright, meaning that they're wicked, inbred wicked. Why did the snake bite me? Bitch, I was a snake. The hell you mean why I bit you? I'm going to bite you again. Y'all know y'all don't like that language. I know people are sensitive. Our Christian ears don't like those kinds of words. But when they go out here in society, they wish it was the words because they're actually feeling the absolute violence that these people are inflicting on us and our babies. Read again.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Go ahead.
But the just shall live by his faith.
This is what we have to realize. We are the just, and we shall live by the faith of God. Go ahead.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine.
He gets worse by his policies and his philosophies and all of that. To cold kill us, and to rob us, and to rape us, and to use us for slavery. That is it. That's his own purpose. Even when he so-called marries these black women, his whole purpose is to freak off on them and make a bed wench out of them. That's it. The so-called black man, I remember we was in camp. Remember that we was in camp? And a brother came up, he talking about him, he has a white woman. You remember that years ago?
Yeah,
he talking about something, he's using her something foolishness. What did he say?
Said if a black man deals with a white woman, is it like that showing revenge? Like we overcame, like showing revenge towards white people that we have a white woman. Something
really?
Like that, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? That Negro is sick as hell.
He had a green shirt on too that day.
There's something about that damn green. His mind was in the land of the lost. If the white woman is with a black man, first of all, she's gonna be ugly as hell. That's the number. They always get the worst throw mama from the train type of white woman. That's the kind of white woman that they get. Huh? Look like a barracuda.
Ooh, barracuda.
Like a he get that thing that look like on what's that? SPLC, get that kind of woman. Heidi, whatever her name is. He ended up with that, thinking he got something. And even then, she makes sure all the paperwork is signed, marry his behind, then clean his behind out, and throw him back to the doggone pile of the rest of the crabs. Huh? After she take his money for sports and all of that. That's what she do to his behind. Here's a man making all kinds of money. He marries a nanny. The hell is this? Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna be like, man, he's very racist. I know how they think, but I'm just talking for now. Where I is.
Verse 5.
Like Bishop say. Yeah, read that again.
Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine.
Go ahead.
He is a proud man.
He is a proud man.
Neither keepeth at home.
Neither does he stay at home. He goes everywhere over the planet Earth robbing, just like the book of Obadiah say. Wouldn't a regular thief leave some grapes? Not this one. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Who enlarges his desire as hell, meaning he cannot be satisfied. Meaning that there's no bottom to his appetite. Insatiable robbery. Go ahead.
And is his death and cannot be satisfied.
So he brings death because of his insatiable appetite for everything.
But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
Because he's going to take advantage of every last one of them. That's why he gathered to cause mass confusion, to make us think that we're in the so-called melting pot of unity. You're in a pot boiling to death. That's what we are. We're in a pot bubbling with black flesh being spilled over and burning on the stove. That's what it is with us. Unbelievable. Lord have mercy. So like I said, we have to understand the mindset of our people caught up in this foolishness of this so-called melting pot. We must understand that our people are lost, and Christ understands that. Matthew 15 and 22. Matthew 15, 22. Like I said before, we have to understand the Negro mind state in order to properly teach the biblical message to our people who desperately need it. And these are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ understands that. Let's read.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David.
This woman is of another nation. Go ahead. She cried unto, wait a minute now. They was in the courtroom. Why they didn't read this? Go ahead. A woman of, in the book of Mark, it tell you the woman was a Greek woman. So I ain't going to mess with that. I'll talk about that another time. They say there's too much racism coming out of that Bible. So let me lean back. Read it again.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil.
My daughter has a demon in her, a born demon, natural born killer. Go ahead.
But he answered her not a word.
Wait a minute. Sweet Jesus. Answer her not a word. Wait a minute now. Here's a woman bringing her daughter, possessed, Linda Blair head spitting up green vomit, all kind of craziness. She brings her daughter to sweet Jesus. And Jesus does this. Ain't that what we reading? I do know how to read. Read it again.
Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David.
Have mercy. She didn't curse at Jesus. She didn't call him nigger.
Mexican.
She didn't call him Mexican. She didn't say that the jury was black. And she didn't say none of that. She said, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. Those are sweet words. Let's see how sweet Jesus answered her.
My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil.
So she wasn't asking no hard things. Look, I know you're healing people. I heard about it. My daughter got a demon. Could you help? Please help me. Go ahead.
But he answered her not a word.
But he answered her not a word. You know what it's like to just not even answer some? How many times have you talking to somebody and they ain't saying nothing? That piss you off, wouldn't it? I'm talking to you. And they just, huh? You don't say nothing. Look, my daughter, sweet Jesus. Go ahead.
But he answered her not a word.
T.D. Jakes is supposed to be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
But his church, the church won't light up in green. It'll light up in orange with flames to burn down. They'll kill him.
But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away.
Send her. And his disciples said, look, Jesus, you already understand. Jesus, I got to paint the scenario. Right. The woman is here. Jesus walks away from the woman, leaves the woman there. The disciples see what's happening, and they go to Jesus away. Look, tell this woman to get the hell away from us. That's what, do y'all see that? I'm dramatizing what's actually happening here. Go ahead. He said what? The disciples, what? And his disciples?
And his disciples came and besought him,
and
saying,
his disciples came to where he had left the woman. So they said, wait a minute, where the hell did Jesus go? Let's go to him. Go ahead.
Saying, send her away.
Go back and tell this woman to get the hell out of here. Go ahead.
For she crieth after us.
Before she come crying after all of us, I don't want this woman near me. Just tell her to go on.
But he answered and said,
Get the getting. Get the getting. Hey, that's what they had to tell us. Master, Master Kills, could we have yesterday's slop? Nigga, get out of here. Dan. Go ahead.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
So he had to finally address this snagger-tooth woman. But he answered and said what?
I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Who sent Jesus? If he says, I am not sent, that means somebody sent him. Who sent Jesus? God. So could Christ come with his own thoughts? No, he had to follow the blueprint or the order that the Father gave him. I am not sent. What? But means only. Meaning the only people that I am sent to.
Unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's clear. So that meant Christ did not come for everybody. Ain't that easy? But I am not sent but unto who?
The lost sheep.
Unto who?
The lost sheep.
The lost sheep. The psychologically damaged sheep. The hated sheep. The not desired sheep. That's what he's talking about. That's what Christ came for. For he has come and visited and redeemed his people, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. That's why Jesus came. That's the gospel. That's the real prosperity doctrine. Huh? That's the God. That's the real good news. Huh? That's the real good news.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. We have repented. How about you? How about you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.